As first-time parents, Drew and I were overwhelmed with the amount of things that people told us we needed to buy. So I've narrowed it down to my top 10 things that you need for a newborn. First thing, number one thing that you need for your newborn is a car seat. My mom gifted Drew and I with our stroller and car seat from Nuna, which we were super grateful for because we would not have been able to buy that for ourselves on top of all the other things that we needed to buy for her nursery. You don't need a super bougie car seat. Obviously, all car seats in America have been safety tested and have to go through the same ratings. We just loved the Nuna one because it was considered the lightest one on the market at the time. Super lightweight, so as Blair's been growing, it's been really nice. We can carry her around in it and it doesn't quite break our back. I love our Nuna one because it comes with this thing called the Relax base, which is a base that just stays in your car, so you can just take the car seat out. We actually keep it in our house because we live in Florida, so it doesn't get super hot for her when she goes in it. But it's nice that the base is always in the car, and my mom actually has a base, so we don't need to have 2 car seats. We just have 1 car seat and 2 bases, and that's way more economical for our family. The Relax base is also really cool because there are 4 levels of where the baby can lay, so they can go flat, and then it kind of elevates them up to like a certain angle that you do based on their age, weight, and how tall they are. Second thing that you're going to need for your baby, this was something that I swear by, and it was what helped our daughter sleep through the night at 3 months old, was 2 different sleep swaddles. The first swaddle that we used when she was just a tiny little tot was called the Swaddle Up, and it's actually in a vacuum sealed bag. My heart is breaking right now because she doesn't use it anymore. She hasn't used it for a really long time. I don't even know where that bag is. It's in storage somewhere. I'll insert a photo of what the little swaddle looks like. It's so cute because their arms get to stay up here right by their side. And we tried using the traditional swaddle with Blair, which is like the muslin blanket, for a little while. And she would just bust out of that swaddle. She loved having her hands right by her face, which is so funny because that's how Drew and I sleep. So I did a little bit of research and I found this swaddle and she loved it so much. She would just lay. I'm gonna put in some photos that we have of her using it. She loved that thing so much. So if your baby loves to sleep with their hands up, they want to be like sleeping with their arms right by their side, get them the Swaddle Up. They have multiple sizes. I think we ended up getting the small and the medium. But just know that once they start to roll over, you're going to have to find something different. We did switch Blair out of that Swaddle Up into the Magic Merlin suit when she was about 3 months old. We found that she just was crazy. Like, she's a crazy sleeper. So she could move her arms and she would like move her binky out of her mouth in the middle of the night, and she just wasn't sleeping well. Somebody gifted us this Magic Merlin suit, and this is a dream. Like, if your child is they're not rolling over yet and they are having a problem sleeping, go to Amazon right now. I literally have a link in the description for all of this stuff, but go to Amazon and order this. They have different colors. We got the pink one because we thought she was so cute in it. This thing is magic. I don't know what the magic is. It's kind of weighted, as you can tell. We used this for about 3 months. We transitioned to a sleep sack after that. So the Magic Merlin suit it's literally magic, what they say. She just like laid with her arms out to the side like this. It was so cute sleeping. So I cannot say enough good things about this magic suit. Any sleep thing that you have for your baby, I would definitely recommend having at least 2 of them. I know it can kind of seem expensive at first, but your baby's bound to like spit up, throw up, poop wearing this, and they sleep so often, you need to be able to throw it in the wash and dry it and have another option ready for them. So at least have 2 of them and you should be good. On the subject of sleep, when Blair was a newborn, we absolutely loved putting her in the Snuggle Me Organic, which I have here. You can obviously tell has some spit up marks on it. That's just the reality, but we loved this thing. So Snuggle Me Organic is really great because this is like padded and then this is just fabric. Basically, you can get covers for them, different colors, whatever, but the baby just fits right in here, and then it's like they're wrapped up, like snugly. Like, imagine this for your size, just being able to be snuggled up. Snuggle Me, you get it. Blair absolutely loved her Snuggle Me. We would have the Snuggle Me out on the couch with us, and we would let her snap and nap like for the first few months. Once again, it seems really expensive, but for the first like 2 to 3 months, they will be living in it. They might not get a lot of use after that, but that's just kind of how these things go. Another thing that seems a little bit expensive that I absolutely love is our Hatch Rest, We were gifted this again from our baby shower, which was super grateful for that. I think it's like $70-$80. I love this machine so much because this part is light and then it has a speaker and it plays a whole bunch of different sounds. You can connect it to your phone. So Drew and I actually have the Hatch, I think it's Restore for our room, you know, sings the birds and whatever the light comes on as your alarm clock. So I already had the app and then I just connected hers to my phone. I love this thing. She uses it for every nap, for sleeping throughout the night. I have it set to the white noise for her when she sleeps, and I have it on literally all the way up, as loud as it can possibly be. And then I have this be like a kind of like a darker color. I think we do like a reddish orange, and it's just like a very low light, not a lot, but just enough to, if Drew and I had to walk in here, we could see. I love this thing so much, and this is something that if we were to have another baby, I would buy another one of, because I think it'll be in her room for a really long time. Just having the sound machine alone is so great for her, because I can vacuum and live my life. Drew and I can watch a movie, drown all of that noise out. Plus, I don't know if you guys know this, but the inside of a mother's stomach is really loud. Babies are used to having a lot of noise when they sleep, so kind of having this sound machine is comforting to them. The last thing that I have to share with you all about sleep is our monitor and camera. Blair's camera is up there. I'm not going to fuss with it trying to get it down. We have the Infant Optics DXR8 Pro. Once again, this was something that was gifted to us. We're very grateful because I think it is a couple $100s. However, it's something that's going to last with you for such a long time. You're not going to need it just for the newborn stage. This camera's really awesome. You just hold this top button down here for a few seconds to turn it on. You can see this is what it looks like. Oh, let me turn the volume down. So this is a button up here, it turns the volume down. You can see that. This is the brightness. You can turn the brightness down. You can turn the brightness up. I love it because keep the brightness up during the day because, you know, it's dark in here. Obviously, this is a very well lit room, and if it's dark, it's not going to quite look like all those colors. But during the night, I just turn the brightness down and keep it next to me so I can still kind of see her, and I turn the volume up to about 3. What's also really cool about it is that it has this thing called, I think, ANR, noise reduction. So when the volume is playing, you don't constantly hear the sound machine. You just hear her crying, which I think is a really great feature. The camera comes with like 2 different lenses, so if you need a different angle given your room, you can do that. It just somehow connects to itself, has this antenna. I don't ever use that. Her camera sits up on her shelf, and then her crib's over here. I just didn't like how it would look having it like on the wall looking down, but maybe as she gets bigger, I might do that because she is kind of a wiggle worm. I absolutely love this monitor. I don't know if you have a bigger house, how far like the wavelength goes. Drew and I have a pretty small home, so this can go anywhere. I've even taken it with us on vacation and been able to go outside and like do things outside and still have her asleep and being able to see her. So I absolutely love our monitor. It is my lifeline. I feel like this is a pretty self-explanatory essential, but everyone kind of falls on different lines. And I think an essential for our family has been and will be pacifiers. And I know it's kind of like, duh, you would think to get a pacifier. Everyone has their different thoughts about it. You can make your own decision. You're the parent of the child, but Blair loves her pacifier. This is actually not the type of pacifier that she likes. This is the itsy gritty ones, which I really like a lot. I wish she would like these because they're literally so much cheaper than the ones she does like. She only likes the Bibs pacifiers, which I have literally all of this stuff linked below. I will say if you're planning on breastfeeding versus bottle feeding, I would look into when to introduce a pacifier. Blair was bottle fed from the start and bottle fed her whole life, so a pacifier was fine for her to use right away. We really only give it to her during the night. We actually have a rule that it just kind of stays in her crib, so when we wake her up from sleeping or from a nap, we just take the binky out of her mouth and it stays in the crib. Sometimes if we're going out late at night, and we know she might like fall asleep where we're at, we'll bring the binky so she can have it in the car seat coming home so she can sleep with it. But she doesn't really play with it. She doesn't have it out during the day. If we're running errands, we really tried to keep it to be something that we just have in the crib so she doesn't use it often. I think a pacifier is an essential thing that you would need. To the newborn phase, something that is super essential is Swaddles and Burp cloths. Here is a little muslin swaddle that we have. This is actually their Harry Potter edition. I don't even know if you can still get it, but it has Hogwarts on it. And then we have another one with other Harry Potter things because we love Harry Potter. These are super great, even though we didn't have her sleep with these swaddles because I talked she had like the swaddle up. I do think they're really awesome to have as like a light blanket to bring with you. Newborns can't regulate their temperatures. Having this just to take with you to wrap them up, put over them in the car, just a little bit cozy, and then it just helps your peace of mind knowing that they're going to be warm. I also feel like this is self-explanatory, but it is definitely an essential, is burp cloths. These are just from Amazon. The link is down below. They're not that expensive. I would say get 3 or 4 packs. You're gonna literally use probably like 4 of these a day. I'm not even kidding. Just, you could tell our Snuggle Me was a little bit stained. Blair kind of would spit up after she ate. So just having one of these under her when she was sleeping or when she was feeding, just tucked under her chin, was so great. And they're pretty cheap for what you get, and they're gonna last a while. I didn't think that I was gonna need this product or love it as much as I do, but this has been a game changer for Blair. It was something I was kind of skeptical about, but ended up loving, and that is the Tubby Todd all over ointment. I wanted to buy the whole newborn set of Tubby Todd, but honestly we couldn't afford it. And so we got gifted this for Christmas for Blair, and it has been the best thing for her. Every night after we do bath time, which we don't do bath time every night, but the nights that we do, I just literally put this all over her body. So this has been so good for her skin. We had a different lotion that we used at first, and after a couple baths, I noticed that she would cry when I put the lotion on. Like, she was fine with her bath, she was fine being dried off, she wasn't cold, and then I put the lotion on, and I think it hurt her, which absolutely just breaks my heart. Because if you've ever put on something on your skin that either like burns you or irritates you, you know that's a terrible feeling, and just to have that happen to a little baby is so sad. And so we have the fragrance-free one, which I would highly suggest for every newborn. I would not suggest introducing fragrances to your child at such a young age. Their skin is just so sensitive from being in your stomach that whole time. They can't handle it. So we have the fragrance-free one, and then maybe as she gets older, we might explore like soaps, but we still use a fragrance-free soap just because it's just not worth it to me, especially after having her react that one time. It was literally so sad. I absolutely love this Tubby Todd ointment. Her skin is so hydrated. She did have a little bit of baby acne when she was little, and we ended up putting this on her face, and it really did help her. So I love this stuff. I think it's worth it. I think this tiny jar was like over $20, but we've had it since December, and that's been 4 months, and we still have like a lot left in it. So definitely get this. Worth the money. Okay, 2 more things. So these last 2 things are a little bit bigger. They're kind of on the pricier end, but I think they're worth it, and they last beyond the newborn stage. So for me, it's justifiable. The next essential is this bouncer. This is the Baby Delight bouncer. We have it in this beautiful color. It's like a little bit more neutral, which is super nice because it's in our living room, like literally all day, every day. But she loves this thing so much. I love this bouncer because when she was little, she would literally just sit in it. We could bring it into the kitchen, have her there with us when we were making dinner. We just needed to sit on the couch for a minute. We could put her in it. You can just kind of like, it doesn't bounce on its own, which that's fine. Like, it doesn't need batteries. She didn't really need that. So I think this was maybe like $90. I feel like it did everything it needed to. And it was actually kind of fun being able just to sit on the couch, kind of like kick it with your foot and be able to bounce her. There's 3 different levels to which you can have the seat. So we have it at the highest up because she's older now. But when she was younger, she was pretty much like laying down, which was really nice. But I feel for the price point, how much use we've gotten out of it compared to other ones out there, this was totally worth it. So if you're needing more of an economical bouncer for your child, I know like $80 or $90 is still a lot of money, but compared to the other ones out there, I feel like this is really great. The last thing that we absolutely love, and I think is totally worth the money, is something that's going to last you way beyond the newborn stage, is our Lovevery Playmat. We have the bars of it over here, and then we have her mat on the ground. I would just lay her down on her back, and she would look up at the black and white contrast cards that it came with, at the little rattle, and half the time when she was like a newborn, she did not even know what she was doing. Like, the mat was great for tummy time. It was fun for me to get down and play with her. Even though now she rolls off of it, she's intrigued by a lot of the items on the mat and is learning a lot of sensory type things from the mat. So I think it's really beneficial. It is a little bit more expensive, and it was something that we were gifted, but I absolutely love it. And I would buy that, and I was planning on buying it if we weren't gifted it. Your newborn doesn't really need a lot to survive. They just need these essential things and lots and lots and lots of snuggles. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave another video on the screen talking about motherhood, and I will see you over there.